Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for clicking. It means a lot that you guys keep clicking. If you guys keep clicking, I'll keep making. And every week I'm going to try and make a video on whoever the main focus was on in this past episode. And this week, by far, was Maryanne's episode, with her edit clearly showing the good, the bad, and the ugly from her. So is she a fan favorite or the butt of the joke? Is she a contender or a goat? Bubbly or annoying? In today's video, I want to look at all the content that we've gotten from her so far and try to answer those questions. But before we start, if you're new to the channel and you're not subscribed by the time that you click off this video, I heard that Shannon Liana will hunt you down and cancel you on Twitter. So, you know, might as well be safe. Episode 1. So the first scene that we get from her is right as everyone's getting off the boats to walk up to the mat during the Marooning, where she gets a confessional talking about how walking up to Marooning is like going on the roller coaster, and that, you know, you need to metaphorically put your hands up rather than closing your eyes and regretting your decision to play the game, otherwise known as just being confident and being fierce instead of like playing the game scared. She then says that her hands are going to be raised and that she is unsure what the ride will be. So she's unsure, but she does. She wants to at least play the game aggressive, which to me is a good thing. And this is good. It shows that she'll be fully immersing herself within the game, and that she'll be adaptive to the unpredictable nature of the game. And staying with the Marooning, Jeff immediately points out how big of a smile Maryanne has on her face, and Maryanne responds with this. And if you didn't know, at the end of the clip, everybody laughs and seems, you know, to enjoy Maryanne's comment, which is going to be a theme here, where nobody actually hates Maryanne. Like, nobody's like, oh, I hate Maryanne so much. But once you spend like enough time with her, you start to get annoyed with the things that used to be kind of cute that Maryanne did, but now they just become annoying, and it really gets old very, very quickly. Okay, once the Taku tribe gets back to camp, they're faced with a triangle puzzle in which you need to count the number of triangles within one big triangle, and it's harder than it looks. And we see Maryanne tell us in confessional that the hardest part about this puzzle was remembering what you already counted. And I gotta say, this scene was edited very similar to a scene where Christian is looking for the idol in David vs. Goliath, so I'm gonna play both of them back to back.
The hardest part about this puzzle was remembering what you already counted.
No, the 30 is the 30. That 30.
Oh yes! You can see this triangle, and I might go and make a triangle like dunk, dunk, dunk.
I basically sort of break down the areas into sectors. I got the water well area. That's section 1.
Which leads me to my thesis that Maryanne is going to get a Christian-like edit. And what do I mean by that? So obviously production, you know, when the season is, you know, just finishes filming, they have no idea how people will be perceived by the public once the show airs, and therefore the show kind of has to guess on how, you know, how people are supposed to be edited. And a lot of times a hero edit is given to those who make it farther in the game, because the editors want the viewer to be connected to the people who are long-term characters in the show, rather than early boots, pre-merge boot, merge boots. But the difference between that regular hero edit and a Christian hero edit is that production knew fans would love Christian, so they went above and beyond by not only telling the entire season through his perspective, but also giving him special editing tricks in confessional to make it easier for the viewer to understand what he's saying and therefore side with his point of view. And I noticed these 3 editing tricks during the premiere of 482 alone, and all 3 were applied to Maryanne. The first being when she's comparing the start of a game to a shoulder restraints locking in on a roller coaster, and production adds a sound effect from a roller coaster in order to add dramatic effect to what she's saying. The second one being what we just talked about with the triangle puzzle, and the third one is when the boats arrive at camp to take somebody to Shipwheel Island, and she describes the sound of the boat, and the sound that production puts in the background is basically the sound of like a roar, like of an engine almost. So they do that 3 times to try and make it very clear what she's saying. Maybe it's a stretch or too early to say, but I think that there's something to be said about the glaring similarities between her and Christian's edits, possibly meaning that Maryanne may be getting a Christian edit and therefore may go out around the same spot as Christian, you know, maybe early finale or like the episode before the finale. Continuing, we see Maryanne volunteer herself to go to Shipwheel Island while still being self-aware enough to tell us in confessional that she knows how bad it can be to leave tribe camp this early on for her game. And while doing the trek up Shipwheel Island, Maryanne tells us about her life, saying that she always struggled with self-esteem issues, way even back to her childhood. And she says that she's on Survivor to show weird people that they can also succeed. We also see her risk her vote at Shipwheel Island, although she doesn't know it yet. She is going to get her vote back and also receive an extra vote advantage at the next tribal that she goes to. Then in episode 2, we really only get one scene about Maryanne, but in this scene we get a lot of Maryanne, and I gotta say it's very hard to describe, so I'm just gonna show you like a few clips.
Here's Maryanne! Hi, I'm Maryanne from Survivor, and you're watching CBS.
She's just very young, and she's excited about lots of things.
So as soon as you see this, basically it's where her perfect edit kind of starts to fall apart, with her being shown as annoying to her tribe mates and being too socially unaware to realize it. And honestly, for me, that's the worst part. Like, my personality can be annoying at times, but to have such a lack of social awareness on her part to continue that behavior is very worrying from a game perspective. And I know what some of you may be thinking, saying, but Spencer, people don't get voted out for being annoying anymore. The game is based on alliances now, and you're right. Those people that don't get voted out anymore, they get dragged to the end as goats and lose with 0 votes. Angelina and Nora being 2 recent examples. Furthermore, after nearly surviving her first tribal during episode 2, almost being voted out over the challenge liability and unconnected 47-year-old Maria, if her tribe goes to tribal again, she is guaranteed to go home, as we know that Jonathan, Lindsay, and Omar are all a solid 3 alliance. Plus, we know that she finds the Beware advantage next episode due to the editors being lazy in previews for the season and for this upcoming episode, and so she probably won't even have a vote if she takes the advantage. And if she does go back, now that puts her in a spot where she has to flip 2 people now to her side to get a majority and stay alive. And so I feel like that's just definitely not going to happen. I feel like that now puts her in an even worse spot. But what do you think? Do you like Maryanne? Can you not stand her? Do you want her to make it far in the game or get voted out next episode? Let me know in the comments. As I always say, none of this happens without you guys. Without you guys, I'm just a weird guy speaking into a weird microphone. So as always, thank you. And if that's, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.